G'day gamers, Ranger Tony here with another episode of Rise to Ruins. When we last left off, we are in midday of day 4, year 1 of spring, or spring of year 1, I suppose is the sensible way of putting it. When last we left off, we had just got a few more nomads and we had split them up amongst our people. We're trying to really get farming working properly, and that's where we're having all the problems. I'm going to try not to harp on the fact that farming is incredibly confusing in this game, and instead we are going to concentrate on getting things moving. We have these two buildings down here that we need to get finished, these two houses being upgraded. These two are now high occupancy housing, which is really good. These two are going to be standard occupancy housing, which will be in some ways better. And these two are going to be high quality housing, which are in a lot of ways better, but only very, very few extra people being added. We really, really, though, need to get on to adding these towers in. So what I think I'm going to do, because I want those towers done before dusk, so that we can stop any of the creatures that try and slip down this edge here. We can at least be attacking them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause. That one's finished. I'm going to pause that building, and I'm going to pause that one and that one. So I actually don't know if that means that, because you can pause a building that's actually active, and I think if I pause that now, it says it will stop most villagers from interacting with it, which I think means they won't try and store stuff in there. Even though they're now lining this up with a whole heap of wood ready to build, I want them to come up here and do these bow towers and stone towers. I'm actually going to dismantle those essence collectors for now. I think that's too end game for us. Not end game, but getting the essence will be nice, but it is not necessary at all. So we're going to pick up that crystal there and drop it on there. Is there any other crystal nearer than that? Stuff down there that I was grabbing. This stuff over here is close enough. Because we're not really harvesting any crystal yet. So it makes sense. What did I do? Where is that crystal? There it is. There we go. Freaks out my villagers to do it, but it makes sense to speed that part of it up, because otherwise someone's got to come down here and actually harvest crystal, which they don't normally do. I need to get this crystal harvestry up and running. It's there, it's ready to go, but at the moment we need crystal so rarely that it just doesn't seem worthwhile spending the extra time to do it. The next building that we really need to finish, after we've built these towers, housing is fine at the moment. Once we've got these high capacity houses done, we are fine for housing for a while. We do need the lumber mills and we do need the crystal harvestry, so I think I'm going to turn those on, and then once they're done, it's fast track these farms all the way. We need these farms. I need to work out what I can do to get food production better, because that's the part of the game that's going to get you every time. We've got some crystals, some carrots there that we can harvest. We've got all of these turnips here, which we're not harvesting yet, but we will soon. As soon as we get that farm going, I'm sure someone will start doing it. And even though a lot of people say don't use many farmers, I think I'm going to have to max out my number of farmers as much as I can, just to see if that helps to keep everything going. I've maxed out the water masters so that I can be sure that the farms have, but even then, they don't have the dirty water. Why don't they have They need dirty water. Why aren't they getting it? This is the thing, and I don't know whether it's because there's too much harvestable stuff here that they're going and dragging out when the farmers should be going over here and getting water, or what the deal is. But there's all these buckets of dirty water over here which aren't being brought back either. So I don't know. They're really. I would love the developers to come out and give some solid information on farming in this game, because it is the early game you can seem to get by just selecting all your stuff and away you go. But sort of you get on a little bit and everyone's dying of hunger because they just don't know what to do. I'm wondering whether this landfill has a radius, and it's not. Yeah, see, 24. I probably need another landfill down here, because that only has a radius of 24, and I guarantee it would be good to see what that radius is. It would be nice to be able to have a button that you could click, or to be able to click here and have it highlight the radius for you. Because I would really love to be able to see. I need another one of these over here because they won't empty that trash can because it's not close enough. Because that's what's happening, right? I know it. And now this is saying I've got 2 more buildings I can build, but I haven't. Oh, I don't know. The game's a little bit buggy at the moment. It said before that I was like 43 of 42 or something like that previously, where I was over allocated. Now a minute ago I thought it was 42 of 42, and now I'm under allocated. I haven't built any more ancillaries. I've got a small ancillary up here which is trying to go in. I haven't finished it yet, so I shouldn't be done. But anyway, this bow tower is almost done, and this bullet tower is almost done. Now let me have a look in the construction here. How are we doing for the ammunition for those towers? They've only got 9 ballista bolts ready out of the 20 that I've done, but they've got all of the stone ammunition that they need. So that means that I can probably take one of the tumblers away for the time being. The Fletchers are maxed out. They're just not doing a good enough job. Are they not getting enough wood? No, they've got all the wood they need. It just obviously takes them a while. Okay, so that's fine. So that's our first level of defences for tonight. I could try and start building the fence in here, but at this stage I'm not worried about it too much, because there's enough overlap here between these towers that anyone that tries to sneak past is going to get done by one of those towers, right? So we've got a bullet tower there, bow tower there, bow tower there. Both of the bow towers have overlapping fields of fire. Not completely overlapping, but they do overlap a bit, and these two have overlapping. So that another bow tower right there will work well, I think. I might move, I would consider moving this one over a little bit, but that's going to be the general gist of how I go over this way. Now that we've got all of that sorted, I said we were going to do the lumber mill next. So there's nothing else actively being built at the moment? No, there isn't. So lumber mill, let's do it, guys. Let's build it, please. We don't have all of the stone on hand. We really need some more miners. So I'm going to put another person into mining and get that stone going. Doing all right for wood, but we're not doing spectacular. We've got plenty of wood to work from. Do we have enough? No, we don't have any more stone set aside to work. To work from. So what we're going to have to do then is specify some more of this. So we're going to do this section here next. This little section there, and then this one here is not a bad one to do either. We're not going to touch this section here because that's where our wall's going to. We will do that whole section there, we'll do this whole section here, we'll do this whole section here if we have to, but that wall there we can't touch because, or we can take some of it. We can take, we can take some above and below as long as we've got the section that goes all the way across, and we can put another little bit of a wall there. As long as we can just block all that across so that they can't get through. But for now, that's fine. That's another good section of stone. We've got plenty of trees still here. Let's grow back all of this veg here, or some of that veg there. It's going to grow back some of the wood as well, but I want it to mostly do veg. If I can get just enough influence to cast that spell one more time, I'm going to cast it up here and get some more of it done. Do I have enough? No, not enough. I just need a little bit more influence. Where can I get some influence from? So dusk is here. Let's see how these towers do tonight. I'm pretty sure they're going to do very well. So far I haven't found lightning to be too much of a problem in the game. What I do find to be a problem, and it's actually a little bit annoying. Let me show you an example. If I switch to the meteor, right? Oh, having said that, we just had a lightning strike down here which set the ground on fire. At some point, though, in this game, we're going to get hit by meteor strikes or earthquakes or whatever. Now, I can do those myself. I've got meteor strikes here. I can do... I can create a storm. I can create an earthquake. I can create lightning bolts. I can create snowstorms. You know, I can do all of that stuff myself in the game. I'm allowed to. But what I can't do is cast it over here in the Blight. Right? I've got no power in the Blight to cast those spells. I can cast them out here, so if I can see one of these guys, like that, no, not that wild doggo, I don't want to kill a wild doggo, I want to look for something that's creeping up on me. Like if I see one of the, like as soon as that slime, this slime here, as soon as it gets over here, right, I can cast a meteor strike. But it feels to me, right, it feels to me like your enemy, whatever it is that's producing this, can cast any of that stuff within your area and attack your civilization, but you can't cast that stuff into the Blight. And I would like to see that change. I would like to see, because there is no way to push them back, to really get them back. I mean, by increasing my area of influence, I might be able to push the Blight back a little bit. I don't know. I haven't got to that point yet. But it just seems like I can't do anything inside the Blight. They can do everything inside my area, and that's not fair. So, hopefully there will be a change eventually where I can do something about that, where I can cast storms into the Blight using up my influence. I can cast meteors and stuff to help pull back their resources, because they're able to expand without any concern because they don't have anything attacking them. I can't go and attack them. I can't tell... Even if I start building golems, my golems won't leave my area of influence. So they won't go off and attack the Blight. It would be good if they did, but my understanding is that they won't. So I have no way to actively fight back against the Blight. Right? All I can do is survive. And I like a little bit more than just pure survival. You know what I'm saying? So Man, those bullet towers actually shoot really fast. Did we get attacked by our slime? Because we got damaged. Oh, maybe you got hit by lightning. Maybe that's what it was. Okay. What are we building? We're building our lumber mill at the moment. We're almost done. In fact... Oh, that's what I haven't done yet. I haven't built up my guards. Let's go to at least 3 guards. Actually, let's make it 4. 2 builders should be enough to finish that. Okay, so we don't have any workers yet on the lumber mill. That's going to have to wait until the morning, I think. What do we finish next? Let's finish that standard housing next. Okay, I think I know part of my problem with building my farms. I'm not building them close enough to the food, the other food sources, because they only have a 32 range around that building. So I don't know if there's actually any food within that 32. Well, 32 is a lot. When I go into the build mode, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's plenty. That one there should be able to go all the way up here. Like, if that's the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. They're getting all the way up to there. It's not too bad, and that means that this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because he was the same, wasn't he? That was a 24 radius. Yeah, see, that's the problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Common count with Ranger Tony, 24. So even that bin there is barely within range of that. So this bin here is probably getting emptied. But this bin here is probably not. And these bins don't have a radius, but I'm sure they do. They just don't tell you. Okay. So this house now is almost done, this standard housing. How are we doing up here? Are we getting... Yeah, we've had a couple more child zombies by the looks of it. Clean up those bodies. Food production is and water rate is doing all right. So it says we're doing okay at the moment for food, but I'm still concerned. These ones aren't going to provide us with a huge increase because it's only 1 per building, 1 extra. So I'm feeling like getting that farm going and getting that farm going are probably more important at this point. So I'm going to turn on that farm. And we really need a bunch of people tomorrow. Like, we've got so much... We've got 27 out of 43, and as soon as this one's finished, that'll jump up to 46, yeah. Another fight here. That child zombie got past. He must have run past the... he must have run past the towers. Look at those stones, just spat, 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 spat. Okay, so... yeah, we need a lot of people. 27 out of 46. We need a lot of people, and we need people so that we can do more. We need lumber mill guys. We're going to need people to do crystal harvesting. We want to add more farmers. We've already only got 2 out of 4. I want to max that out, see if it helps with our farming rate. And then we've got the stone cutter up here. We're going to need at least 1 person for that, possibly 2. And then we need some more full-time guards, really. It's getting to that point where we need a lot more. And we really don't have it. So it almost feels like it's at a point where... yeah, see, the corruption is spreading so slowly between these trees, which is good. Which is very good. Because they're not easily going to be able to find a path through here to get over here, and I will have plenty of time. They're going to be able to build along this path, but I will have plenty of time to be able to build a wall down this side and build defences. Water is not an active defence, by the way. They will swim around it. So if I built a wall... say from here straight across to here and went, oh, that's good enough. No, they'll go here, they'll go through the water, they'll go up here, they'll go down through that water, and they'll be through there. So I would build a wall across here. At this point is what I would plan to do. So I'm probably not going to extend much further south than where we are right now. And my plan is that if I need to, I'll build a wall across there. Because they are eventually... I mean, the other option would be to start building a wall north-south, so that I limit them to being... because ultimately I don't want them to be able to blight all of this land down here. It is land that I could use. So the best way to actually prevent that would be to instruct my guys to log through here and potentially log down through here and build a wall from here down, and then try and build some sort of wall going across this way and then up, or something like that, so that, or even just building a wall up here somewhere and starting it to come down that way. So I limit, because as soon as I've got a wall and I'm actively using that land, it limits where they can go. At least that's my understanding of it. So there we are, spring, day 5. I really, really hope that we see some nomads come in. But I think that's a good place to leave this episode. With these towers that we've got here, we managed to survive the night very, very well. We took very little damage to any of our towers, and we've killed off quite a few little beasties and so forth. Some slimes and some zombies and headless and stuff. Our workers are now madly working to refill the towers with ammunition, which is good. My goals for tomorrow are probably going to be starting on this wall, at least on this western side of it. But I will probably leave this last section of the wall open, just so that they don't end up going around this side and potentially just keep them going and going all the way over here where we don't have defences. I want them to come at least where we have defences. So that will be in the next episode of Rise to Ruins. Thank you for joining me for this. If you liked it, please give me a like and share it with your friends. Make sure that you subscribe to keep up to date with all the other videos, and I will see you for the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye.